Hello, my pretties, Nyxarity here, and welcome to another Vidtober episode. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my tattoos and my piercings, because I have enough now that I feel like I can actually make a video out of it, I guess. Alright, because it's easy, I'm going to go ahead and start out with my piercings. For starters, I have 3 lobe piercings, one in the normal spot, and then a second and a third, and 1 cartilage piercing. I was hoping to do this video when I got my industrial bar, but it looks like that's going to be put off for another couple of months. So, oh well. Piercings. Pain. All of my piercings were done with piercing guns, so it's just a quick punch. I can't say that any of them were particularly painful. My 3rd lobe piercing did get a little sensitive, but I mean, it was gone within like 5 minutes. I got my first piercing when I was like 9, maybe 10. And I psyched myself out, actually, the first time I went in to get it pierced, and didn't end up doing it. And then went in like 2 days later and sucked it up, held a teddy bear, and got through it, and was really disappointed with myself for having put it off, because there was so, oh gosh, like, there was so much hype for what it ended up not being. My second piercing I got done for my 16th birthday, I think. Yeah, I got it done for my 16th birthday. My mom tried to talk me out of it because she thought that it was just a phase. It was like the cool thing, and I was gonna get over it. I didn't. I told her, you know, that if my dad was okay with me getting a piercing, she could either choose between me getting my cartilage pierced or my second piercing. She chose the second piercing. The next year, I got my cartilage done. And then, like 3 or so years later, I decided that the 3rd piercing needed to happen because I wanted 2 sets of studs and to be able to wear dangly things to special occasions. The cartilage piercing that I got done, I would not recommend getting it done with a, you know, little puncher gun thing. Definitely recommend going to a professional. I went to icing, or Claire's, basically. And it's never really healed properly. I've got like scarring edges and stuff, you know, so you live and learn. We'll definitely go to a piercer if I ever decide to get more. Obviously, I'm going to a piercer to eventually get my industrial bar done. There's that. So, now my tattoos. Oh, I love all of my tattoos. I love them all. They all hold some sentimental value to me. So I'll go ahead and go through them in the order I got them done, if I can remember the order that I got them done. Because I got them done between the ages of 18 and 24. So a very short period of time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? I think I have 7. If I go through them in this video and there's a correction that needs to be made to that number, there will be that correction needed to be made. So, first one I got was in the middle of my back. Or, well, not the middle of my back, but as close to the middle of my back really as we got. It was in honor of my grandfather, whom I was very close to, who passed away when I was 14? When I was 14. And I miss him, of course, every day. But the tattoo I got done was supposed to be of this spiritual white wolf that he always told me stories about, because he was very nomadic and liked to travel to different Native American tribes and get their stories. And for whatever reason, every time he heard a new story about some sort of white wolf, he always thought of me. So that's why that's near and dear to my heart, and why I chose to do that. I chose to not get it done in white because, as anyone who has tattoos or has heard stories of tattoos or done tattoos knows, white ink fades the fastest and the weirdest. It yellows. So if that's not what you're going for, or it's not like a blended into the skin kind of thing you want to go for, definitely no white ink. You know, highlights and whatnot are fine, but as like a full line art type thing, it's a no-go. I added in the little feather on the wolf, kind of as a little punch to my personality. It's supposed to be like a raven's feather, and that was because in all of the stories that I liked that were from Native American tribes and whatnot that had to do with like a white wolf, there was always like a companion or almost like a guide in the stories where the raven always helped the wolf along on the journey or whatnot. The sight is one of my favorite things in that deals with those stories. If you guys like stories that don't involve like people as main characters and delves more into nature, you'll definitely like the sight. Definitely recommend going and reading that one. Oh, one of my favorite books. I almost want to go read it again right now. But anyway, also the lettering on the side is in Cherokee. Oh my god, I researched this so hard, and if somebody reads Cherokee and comments on this video and tells me that that's not the thing that I think it is, I'm gonna be so heartbroken. But I did a lot of research. I messaged back and forth with people. I believe they were elders of Cherokee tribes, because that is the, you know, far removed descending than I am, is my Native American heritage is Cherokee. There's probably some other stuff in there if we go farther back, but we've only been able to trace back to the Cherokee. But what it's supposed to say, I believe, is Liski, which is the word or phrase or whatnot in Cherokee that means protector. And all of these white wolf stories have always been protector. So, of course, I've always thought of it as my spirit animal. My grandpa always thought it was me, or reminded him of me, so there's my connection with that one, and that's why I got that done. Alright, now let's see, which one was the second one I got done? Okay, so the second one I got done is the one on my arm, which is actually my friends and I's version of friendship tattoos. These were a lot of fun to get, honestly. But what it is mine is a wolf with angel wings because of the whole thing that I just explained. It's a group of 4. One of my friends, the one that drew them, is a jackal with, I forget exactly what wing she chose for that. But, you know, they're all animals with wings. More or less. I think hers were butterfly wings, that's what it was. She's kind of always viewed herself as like a jackal fox type creature, and so that's why she drew them in kind of an Egyptian tribal style, which was really cool. One of our other friends has a cat with butterfly wings, and our last friend in the group has a cat with like demon bat wings and horns, which is actually a character that she's more or less in love with. I mean, as much as you can be with a fictional character, right? But anyway, so those are my friendship tattoos. They're very unique and they suit us very well. No, I'm not gonna regret that one ever. I'm eventually going to add work into it so that it's going to kind of be the centerpiece for like an armband, you know, kind of tying into that Egyptian whole style. It'll be kind of one of those like Egyptian swirled around your arm type armbands. And then my beautiful tattoo that I have right now will be like the centerpiece jewel on it. So really excited to eventually get that done. My next 3 tattoos I got done all in the same appointment, which is my collarbone tattoo, which is the triple spiral or triskelly or whatever people want to call it. It's got lots of different meanings for lots of different people. It's a thing from a TV show. It's a thing from a different TV show. But basically the meaning that I take from it is the old druids. It was kind of their symbol for family. In other forms of druid, it means wolf. So I thought it fit really well with my personality because I value family a lot. It's one of the highest things I value, up there with friends and enlightenment, whatever you want to call it, blah blah blah. There you go. There's the three that it works into. And then for it also meaning wolf, it's my spirit animal. It's the thing that I personally identify with as being me. So there you go. The next one in that set is a black crescent moon behind my ear. Oh, that one was weird, let me tell you. I've held off until now talking about like the pain level or the feeling of the tattoos because, well, most of them felt pretty close to the same. But that one felt weird. It's the only one that I didn't identify pain with so much as I actually giggled and laughed while it was being done because honestly it tickled. I don't know, something about the vibration of the needle was just really weird. And the last one in that trio of tattoos that I got is my wrist tattoo, which is a purple anchor. That one is really, really deeply personal to me, actually, because everybody thinks it's like a sailor tattoo, or you love to sailor, blah, blah, whatever. But no, what it was is there was a campaign going around when I was older teenager, maybe young adult kind of age, that was the purple ribbon or whatever for like mental health, but I guess it's a different color now. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, the thing was, there was a campaign that was draw a purple anchor to signify your mental strength and to pull your personal thoughts or what have you, in, so that you had your own anchor to be strong with. And I don't know why it resonated so much with me. It was one of those, like, wear it for, like, a couple of days or a week, maybe even it was as little as a day. But I ended up drawing and redrawing a purple anchor on my wrist for probably about a month when that happened. I was a week early and I did it for weeks later. But it resonated with me so much, I figured, when I have the money, this has to be an actual tattoo. It has to stay on me forever, so I don't have to keep redrawing it on me. And so now it is. And now it's really nice, because every time I'm, like, anxious, or, feeling a little bit depressed, or what have you, anything that I need a little bit of mental strength for, it's just right there on my wrist. I touch it, I trace it. It's a little scarred, so it's a nice textural thing. And it really just helps ground me again, which is oh so very nice when you deal with depression and anxiety on such a regular basis. Yeah. So that's the trio that I got done. The next one that I got done was this beautiful wolf bear thing. Bear paw with a wolf in it. Because I lost my father just a couple of years ago. Or a year ago, 2 years ago, I don't know. Time passes in such a weird way that it's hard to identify with time anymore. But I did lose my dad to cancer, which was horrible. And it's even more horrible because we weren't on the best of terms, but we were getting better. But anyway, I found out while getting back into a good relationship with him that somewhere somewhere deep inside, if you were to pick a spirit animal, he kind of identified with a bear. And as I've said plenty of times in this video already, I identify as a wolf. So I wanted to have a tattoo that kind of embodied that safe relationship that I felt with him. So I chose a bear paw outline with the wolf imagery inside of it as kind of like that loving embrace between a father and a daughter. Very personally identified with me and my dad. So that one was really special. It's also the only tattoo I have that's done realistically, you know. So it's honestly, it's one of my favorite tattoos. Right now, because I just got another one and I'm really loving that, it's probably my third favorite out of all of my tattoos, because the one on my collarbone it still resonates a lot more with me, just because it's all of the family and all of the friends that it identifies with and not just a singular person. But there's that. So my last tattoo, I just got done and have an urge to be like a recently engaged woman and show it off to everyone because it's on my ring finger, is my Assassin's Creed brand tattoo, which I actually already know that I'm going to need touched up because the stencil that my tattoo artist used, for whatever reason, stuck way too well to my skin, and he couldn't quite necessarily see how dark things were, so he didn't want to go too dark or mess up lines. So I'll have to go get that touched up eventually, but no worries. I was told that it was probably gonna need touched up anyway, just because it's a thing on the hand and those, I guess, fade faster. But anyway, Assassin's Creed is what got me super into gaming in the first place, and it actually shaped a lot of who I feel like I am today, weirdly enough. Video games aren't supposed to do that, they say. Whatever. But anyway, so I really liked the assassin symbol, but I wasn't quite sure I wanted it tattooed on my body, and then I played, oh gosh, what was it? One of the Assassin's Creed in the Ezio storyline, where in honor of the old assassins, when they used to cut off their ring finger for their hidden blade, they now are branded with the assassin symbol on their ring finger in honor of that. And I thought, that's so cool. And so I got that on my finger because branding hurts, but not as bad as a tattoo. But anyway, so that's why that one happened. Originally, I was going to go for a healed brand kind of color, so it was going to be a little bit pinky, a little bit scar looking, but basically my skin tone. I was talking with my artist, and he was like, I'm not sure how well that's going to show up against your skin because of how pale you are, and I mean, in order to get any color into it to stay, for it to look the way you want it to, it's probably going to end up turning more pink than you want it, and so why don't we just go for a more freshly healing brand where it's still really red and irritated. And I was like, yeah, actually, you know what, the more you talk about, the more I like it, so let's do it. So I got this one for my birthday, because today is my birthday. I got it done yesterday, but today is my birthday. Yesterday for you guys when you're seeing this video. But, so that's what I got for my birthday. I treated myself to a tattoo. So, those are all of my tattoos. Pain-wise, I think the one on my collarbone hurt the worst because it's solid black, right on top of the bone. Youch. Not a fun one. Plus, because of being on the chest, it was one of those, try not to breathe through your chest, but don't forget to breathe because you need to breathe when you're getting a tattoo. A lot of people will, hold their breath, and makes you really lightheaded, and it makes the healing process weird for some reason. But next on the pain scale was the fur work on the tattoo that I got for my dad, because it's partially on my shoulder blade, and fur work is a lot of scratch in India. Oof, by the time that one was done, I was ready to be done. Oh boy. The rest of my tattoos are all about on the same pain level, you know, it's kind of more irritating than painful. There was a little bit on like the inside of my finger that had some nerves I did not know that I had, so that wasn't particularly fun, but I mean, honestly, pretty much everything's just like a little, like a lot of people describe it as like a cat scratch. I think honestly it's probably a little less painful than a cat scratch, because a cat scratch stings a lot afterwards, whereas a tattoo, as long as it's not warm skin, it doesn't really hurt when you're done. You know, you get the scratch and you're done, you know, and of course they keep going with the scratching. But I mean, like, once the initial scratch is done, the initial shock to your body happens, and the pain's over. That's the easiest way I know how to describe it. As far as healing went, I scar really easily, so I think my healing process probably took a little bit longer for all of my tattoos than the average person. A couple of my tattoos have healed as what are considered scars. Honestly, I don't think that's anything to say about my tattoo artist. It's more to do with the fact that my skin scars really, really horribly. So, some of the edges on some of my tattoos are raised, but I don't think that necessarily detracts from anything. If anything, I think it almost makes them more interesting. I have noticed, though, with my first tattoo, there's like this nerve that runs right up the center of it, which happens to be right up the center of my spine, go figure. That every time my friends decide to like trace my tattoo, because I'm not gonna lie, if I see a tattoo and somebody's gonna allow me to touch it, I'm gonna trace it too, because it feels cool. But my friends will occasionally like trace it on my back, and they'll hit that nerve, and it's like a paralytic sensation, which is really interesting. And I don't know if that's necessarily like because of the tattoo, you know, and just like my body returning to that initial reaction of getting it tattooed or whatnot. But I don't know, it's weird. It might just be, have always been there, and now that there's a tattoo there, it's more, you know, people touch it more often, and so I feel that sensation now than I used to. I don't know, what is it? But yeah, currently right now, my favorite is definitely the Assassin's Creed, because, I don't know, it's the most recent one, I guess. I have plans for lots more tattoos that I honestly can't, like, list, because there are too many. And I keep changing my mind. I'll go back after a couple of months of, like, trying to save up for one, and then look at it when I'm, like, just about to go to make the appointment, and I'm like, maybe I don't like it anymore. And if it's only been a couple of months, I don't know if I want to put it on my body if that's the case. So that's all of my piercings and my tattoos, future ideas in the works. That's all the time I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, go ahead and leave this video a like. Comment down below on which tattoo is your favorite, or your favorite tattoo story. If you guys have any questions about tattoos, I have very little information, but would love to answer anything I can. I will go ahead and leave a link down below to my main artist's Instagram page if you'd like to go follow her. She's pretty cool, not gonna lie. She's got an entire sleeve of like raptors, and I think there's kittens on it, which is like the coolest sleeve ever. So jealous. But anyway, thanks again so much, guys. Go ahead and subscribe for more great content. This is Nyxarity signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. To be honest, if I could have an entire, like, 3 months of Halloween, I so freaking would. I'm sure other people join me in this. But, I feel like I went through that goth phase in high school, specifically because I didn't want to give Halloween up.